First of all, I'm so sorry I was sick last time you were here. I had COVID and I couldn't be here and I actually cried. Because I love you so much and I was so bummed.
I cried too.
You did.
Yes.
Yes. You missed me. No,
Yes.
I'm just so stoked to have you here. And also, I have to say, the last time we saw each other, look, I hate doing acting things, but I only do them when I really love the people and I'm like, I just want to say I was in a scene with this person. You know, that's the only reason why I say yes. And the cast of the morning show was so nice.
I know, Kelly was on the morning show.
Oh yeah, but I was playing me, so it's hard. Yeah.
But you did a great job
Even
playing
though I was
yourself.
playing me, I still wanted to a Christmas turkey. I was so nervous. I get so nervous. I don't get nervous.
Kelly
singing,
Clarkson
but,
as Kelly Clarkson.
It was
nailed it.
Look, it still made me nervous. I was like, you can do this. You're you.
You're amazing.
But,
I saw a picture of you in my fake office on the morning show. As one of my favorite guests.
Oh my gosh, I just loved it so much, and everybody there was so kind, and because people get really nervous that don't do that kind of thing, you know, normally. So there's really, and I also didn't know if you remembered this, but you're actually technically the first interview I ever did.
Oh,
and it was years ago.
I do remember because you
I
were
was
from Texas.
terrified.
I was from Tennessee. I just had Legally Blonde. You had just.
They told me 2 minutes before I walked in that room that I was interviewing you.
They didn't tell you?
Did you?
No. And you're like, okay.
And it was MTV.
It was MTV, and they had me
just
interview.
won American Idol.
Yep.
And I had just done Legally Blonde, and they put us in a room together, and they were like, interview each other.
I was terrified. They didn't tell me till right before. It was like, you know, the time when they keep you for like 17-hour days.
I know.
But I was an idiot, and I'm very sorry. I was like, but it was my very first interview, and you were very kind.
You were so sweet and endearing, and we had.
I was nervous.
We had so much fun, though.
Yeah, they were like, just get in a room, and I'm like, Reese Witherspoon? I was like, what? I was like, what am I gonna say? I was like, I'm not Oprah. Anyway, so whatever. But you were very, very kind then and now. But is it true that you two met here? Why are you here?
I know. No, I'm just thinking about the phrase a Christmas tree.
Yeah. A Christmas turkey.
A Christmas turkey.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Which actually sounds more painful.
Yeah, it sounds, and not edible, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, no, but I want to, you're welcome. I bring the class to daytime, Will. You missed this last time. No, but you both actually met here in the building when you were hosting SNL. Was that the first time?
Yeah.
That's a crazy thing. I think the craziest thing I've ever been a part of with SNL, I've done it a couple times, but watching all the skits during the day, because even the musical talent is there all day long and you're watching, the ones that get cut are sometimes the best ones.
Yeah.
It's
That's
tough.
frustrating.
Well, yeah. A lot of factors. A lot of factors go into it.
Did you ever have a skit that was cut?
No, I never had any cut.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Some people, he's just that good.
No,
He's just that good.
no, wait. So there's a
But
docu.
when you do it, like, it takes about 5 years to do that show, and then you're like, did it get cut? Yes. I can get in my regular clothes sooner.
No, but wait, there's a docu-series on Peacock. It's about the 50th anniversary of SNL, and one episode is actually dedicated
To the
entirely
Cowbell
to
sketch.
Cowbell,
I know, it's
which
crazy.
I heard was shelved for a minute.
Yeah, I'd written it earlier in the year, and it didn't get picked, and I just held on to it, and I thought, this could work with a different host. And then Christopher Walken was the host. I thought, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll rewrite it for him.
Oh, that's actually interesting. So it was like for the right, that's like when the song hits the right artist in my world. Yeah, because it doesn't always hit right off the bat.
And
but then,
he made it sing. And I switched shirts during Dress and Air to a more tighter, form-fitting.
Yes. Accentuate your body.
Accentuate
your physicality.
My abs.
Yeah. I love you so
My
much.
lack of
My
lack of abs.
Whatever. Where did the idea of the sketch come from? Like, it's a random.
It's a random thing.
Like,
I love that song, Don't Fear the Reaper by Blue Oyster Cult. And
I will do it as a karaoke.
if you listen to the song, there's this cowbell, and I always thought, like, what's that guy's life like? The guy playing the cowbell, and like, is this the only time he gets to do it? Has he always been trying to get in on the song?
It's like, wait, guys.
Hey, relax. And like, finally I get to play the cowbell.
Yeah.
And I was just like, that could be a weird sketch of how he's fighting for time with the band, and they, you know, the guys don't like it, but then the producer's like, I need more cowbell, actually.
Yeah, because that's the magic.
But it was it was a weird thing to pitch. Like,
Yeah, it's
you know,
hard. It's
But
hard to
man, did it
Lauren was
work.
like, did this really happen? And like, I don't know.
I always think it's funny, the background vocals are like certain things that people say in songs. I'm like, someone had to be in a studio
Yes.
and make that okay
Right.
and not be embarrassed of
Right,
that moment.
exactly.
Like the heavy
weird
breathing.
instruments like washboards and like
Sure.
little xylophones
Right.
and stuff.
Yeah.
See,
wood
but
block.
that's super fun. Cowbell's real random for me. I've never, it's like the childhood, you know, when you're in like the triangle, like when you're like in the,
Yeah.
you know, the band in like 3rd grade.
It's a
That's where I feel like
borderline
Cowbell.
annoying instrument. Is it even an instrument?
It is, it makes sound.
Okay.
So right, technically, I mean,
Would you go
know
to a
that there's different
concert of just
tones.
cowbell?
I would go to your concert of just Cowbell. Make that happen for us. Okay,
Done.
so wait, the
Radio
morning,
City Music Hall.
it's Here We Come.
Hour and a half, me on a cowbell.
Sold out.
So wait, the morning show, we all love it. It's coming back, so what can you tell us? What's happening right now?
Oh gosh. I mean, we're dealing with what's going on in the world, so it's just chaos.
It's a lot of material.
Yes.
You're welcome. Yeah. Says the universe.
You know what's really interesting is doing a show that's about media and how people get their news is so fascinating because from when we started in 2018 to now,
Yeah.
it's just wildly different.
Yeah. All right, let's take a quick break. Amy and our audience can do the honors.
Hi, Kelly, Reese, and Will. I'm a huge fan. I can't wait to see the movie. I'm a wedding planner here in New York, and your movie is obviously about planning weddings. I've never dealt with a double-booked venue. That sounds insane, but I have dealt with hecklers. They were walking by the ceremony and started screaming, "Don't do it." That's the risk with getting married in New York. Anything can happen. More with Kelly, Reese, and Will after the break.
We are back with Will Ferrell and Reese Witherspoon, y'all. And that was a look at their new movie, Cordially Invited. You can see it now on Prime Video. It is so funny. It's so funny and hard to have a fresh idea. Like, especially even with wedding movie, like it's completely different than any of the other ones I've seen. I loved it. Tell everybody what it's about. I don't want to spoil anything.
Okay. My daughter's getting married.
And my sister's getting married.
Yes.
And it's on this special island that is significant to
Because
both of
we
us.
grew up going there every summer.
And you
And
got married
I got
there.
married there.
Yeah.
And we're mistakenly booked on the same day, 2 weddings, and
But I booked ahead and put my credit card down.
I know, it's even sad,
Yes.
but very funny how
so
that
she
happens.
holds all the cards, but then she sweetly acquiesces and finds out about my life and what I've
Because
been
he
through.
says something really sad and depressing, and I'm like,
Yeah.
fine, you can
Yeah.
stay, but don't cause any problems.
And then it works. It seems to be working out okay, and then it's
Yeah. Something is overheard, and then
exactly.
something
No, somebody overhears something
Yeah.
very, very mean.
Very
Yeah.
mean.
I imagine you're huge actors. You're part of so many things. So many things must come across your desk. Like, what drew you to do this?
Well, Nick Stoller, who's our writer and the director of the film, we've known each other for a long time and have always wanted to work together. And he said, I want to call, I have this idea for, great. And we get on the phone, he's like, so it's 2 weddings booked at the same destination on the same date. And that's all I have.
Go.
And literally maniacally started laughing. That's all I have.
But he's done, okay, y'all,
Yeah.
his filmography
His-
is
yeah.
Get Him to the Greek,
Oh.
Neighbors,
Neighbors.
Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Yeah.
Yep.
He has Platonic on Apple.
Yeah.
He's just the funniest. Friends from College is another show he did.
Yeah.
And he's
So
just
I was like,
brilliant.
yes, let's do it.
Well, I got a call that Nick goes, well, Will Ferrell is doing, and he goes, hey, we don't know each other, but Will Ferrell agrees to do this movie where there's 2 ways. I was like, yes. He's like, what? And I was like, I'll do it.
It's like a game show. Who could hit the button quick, fast enough? Yeah.
No, but I have found that with a lot of actors that come on, they have playlists like that go along with like movies they're doing. Do you ever do that? Do you have like playlists for your characters? Never? Nope. Oh, you should do this. Yes.
Do you do
The
that?
closest thing I
You
did.
had to at June.
For Eurovision.
No, I didn't have. The closest thing I did to try to get myself. There was some movie I knew I had to cry in, so I downloaded the narration from the Civil War documentary. You know when they read those long letters like, "My darling, tomorrow the battle will commence." And my last vision will be your lovely face, and tell our children that on this day I fought bravely, and like that starts to make me well up, and I was like, oh, I'll listen to that, and then action,
Oh
after
my
I left.
God. See,
But I
in my
never
mind,
used
you're
it. I
making
never used
playlists
it.
for like Ron Burgundy or Blades of Glory, like all my favorites of yours. You're making playlists for that character. In my brain movie, that's happening.
okay.
Yeah,
To put
you
me
let
in
me down.
character.
It's fine.
Sorry.
I'm just kidding.
I'm
So wait,
always letting everyone down.
I do what, I'm just kidding. No, I do want to talk about this though, because I'd never really thought about this before, but it's kind of poignant, the film. There's a lot of heart into it, it's a lot of dark humor as well. But I never really thought about how sad it can be for like, I always think of weddings and marriages as like a positive thing of like, oh man, this is like the beginning of something, but it is kind of the end, like especially if you're a character, you know, once your daughter gets married, you kind of feel like you're alone at that point, right? And then you're estranged from your family, and your
Yeah.
sister's kind of your only relationship
She's
there
my
right
only
now.
friend.
So then you're kind
my
of feeling
sister's
like,
getting married. I'm like, oh,
I've never
she's
thought
leaving.
about that.
Now I have no friends.
no, but I've never thought of the loneliness that can kind of accompany a wedding, like in that sense of that vantage point. I've never thought of that before, which is kind of sad.
And that's kind of what our characters bond over
Yeah.
is this sort of moment that our whole lives are about to shift and we don't know what's next.
Yeah.
And so,
which is scary.
then I'm really not going to spoil the movie, but it gets good.
Yeah.
Well, and there's so many great comedians. I'm so
There's so
excited that
many
you
great-
guys are going to
Yeah,
get
it's
to
a
meet
great
Leanne
cast.
Morgan, I love.
some of
She's
our
in-
other.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Leanne Morgan. I mean, there's so
Jack
many, and we have
McBrayer.
some of them
Yeah.
here today. I think.
Yes,
Yes.
we do, yes. Welcome back. We've got Will Ferrell and Reese Witherspoon with us, everybody. They're great in their new movie, which is called You're Cordially Invited. You can see it now on Prime Video, and they've been just as great in many other projects throughout their careers. But what happened on those projects behind the scenes? Well, it's time to find out with a round of Scenes and Stories.
Scenes and stories.
Oh my God. We just murder those jingles. I love them. Okay, this is a free association thing. We're gonna see a scene from a movie or show it in the monitor, and whoever is in the scene will tell us a story that comes to mind when they see it, hopefully. Okay, here's the first. This one is for Reese. This is Legally Blonde. Oh my God, such a good. I
think I just
Look
made
at your
that face.
Yeah, it's like, I was like, what's happening here? Is this before Bend and Snap?
I'm getting my nails done.
Yeah, no, but obviously.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
That's me and Jennifer Coolidge, who's the best.
Yeah.
And I go in because I'm having a very bad day, and she's doing my nails, and then I teach her the bend and snap.
bend and snap.
She has the hots for the UPS guy, so and she doesn't know what to do, and I'm like, well, you bend, and then you snap.
Which is hilarious, because who knew that was going to
Which-
take off?
That's interesting, is that it was a whole musical number that we just got rid of.
Oh,
No,
Yeah.
it's not in the movie. There was an entire musical number. It was actually very cute and
I'm
funny.
sure.
Yeah,
And a good precursor to the Legally Blonde musical.
yeah. Very, very nice. Yeah. Very nice tie-in. And this is Elf, which, by the way, I saw you at a game this Christmas in your Elf costume. It was amazing. I love this movie so much.
That's right. That's after Buddy's been hit by a cab because he doesn't know that
Is this
they
right
don't-
before you're buying your
they
dad
don't
lingerie? Is this like somewhere in there? Or-
It's before. No,
No?
I'm just getting to New York for the
Okay.
first. Oh, or maybe I buy it next. But yeah.
yeah, I've seen it a lot.
But that was a little scary because I had to trust that a stunt driver was going to stop.
And you were
has
wearing
it-
tights.
And I was wearing tights.
Yeah.
It's always scary.
Just showing off those
always
gams.
scary.
Yeah.
It's always scary.
I don't think I could fit into that costume today.
But you did. You wore it in
I know-
December.
I just saw you at a game watching it, and it was incredibly
That's
funny.
not the same one.
But did you wear the
It was
I need
amazing.
I need some reinforced Spanx to get me that one. No.
Don't we all?
Yeah.
Don't we all? Okay, wait. Here's another for Reese. Walk the Line, which you had to have a playlist for this one. This is June.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. Oh my gosh, Kelly. For 6 months, we
Wow.
rehearsed, and all I did was watch old tapes of June Carter Cash on the Ralph Emery show. Do you
Yeah.
know the Ralph Emery
Yeah.
shows? But and it was VHS tapes too, because I made that movie in 1983 or something. And so I literally watched them over and over and over again. And I studied how she played the auto harp, and then I studied how she played guitar, and
Her accent is very different as well.
it is.
Yeah.
I don't think I really got the accent.
I thought you did amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I thought you
thanks.
did
I
amazing.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
Oscar
I just
thought
love that.
so.
Yeah. All right, wait. One more for Will. Anchorman, The Legend of Ron.
Oh my God, I can't.
Oh my God, the jazz flute. Oh. I cried so hard, I almost peed my pants when I saw this.
So here's a crazy thing. So there's like this is highly, I don't think this was legal. There's like a gas line coming up through my jacket into the flute.
For sure not
Yeah.
okay.
And that was just, that's how we created that effect. But they just let me do it.
Yeah. Insurance was like,
Yep.
A-okay.
Fire marshal.
Okey doke.
Go take a cup of coffie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, and a bonus scene. Oh, my people threw this in. They told me it was a scene from my life because I don't do movies. But here's my thing that
that a
I'm going to
slip
say.
and
This
slide?
is the movie of my life. It is a slip and slide. So did you do these when you were a kid?
Love
But no, when we were kids,
Yeah.
they didn't come with the tarp. So in this photo, this is my favorite photo because it looks like I'm having a really good time, like I'm smiling. I'm not, I'm crying. Because we lived in a very poor neighborhood and that was not nice grass and there were rocks. And the old school slip and slide, you'd be so excited because you're like,
Right.
this is gonna be so fun. And then you just get cut up on the way down.
Yep.
Listen, it happened to my kid a couple years ago. He just clocked his knee right on a rock.
Yeah.
On a slip and slide. I know.
Dude,
Split it
it's
open.
kind of a metaphor for life though, right? It's like it looks fun, but get ready.
just
Put
do
some
it
pads
anyway.
on.
Do it anyway.
I know, but that was me crying. I was like, this is so fun. And that was, you're welcome, America. That was Scenes and Stories. Let's take a break. We're gonna talk with Reese and Will's co-stars from You're Cordially Invited on Prime Video when we get back. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
We're so stoked here. The movie was so funny, but I have to ask you first.
Yeah.
You had to evacuate, right, in LA?
Yeah.
But you're good.
I mean, it's one of those things where you just look around at people who are so much less fortunate and realize that you're so lucky. But yeah, my husband and I live in the Palisades, and our house is standing. It's full of ash and heroes in our neighborhood. Oh my God, I'm like, it's just amazing how people have rallied together. And yeah, we're okay, we're good.
And having kiddos in that environment, it can be
I
terrifying.
saw
for
smoke
kids.
in the front yard. My husband was in Australia working and like grabbed my baby out of the crib and evacuated with a pair of pajamas and our passports and haven't been back. But we're here and we're lucky and we're all in it together and there's a lot of heroes. And
You do have a new little. I heard that you are actually, which is hysterical. But you might be pregnant in the film, and which is hilarious because you were pregnant in real life while filming.
well, I got pregnant on the movie.
Yeah, it's a
By
powerful
my
movie.
husband.
Woo!
By my husband.
It's a powerful
When I say
movie.
that, it's like the boom operator looks a lot like the baby. No, by my husband.
Yes.
He impregnated me.
Congratulations to him.
Yay.
Yeah. I love how you worded it.
You what?
I love how you worded it. No, but that's
My husband impregnated me. Ew.
But well done, sir.
Yeah.
And you were pregnant and you got food poisoning during it. This film is filled with hilarity. Yes.
Yeah.
That sucks.
That was my nightmare, because I have a fear of throwing up as well. So kind of, waking up.
Maybe don't get pregnant.
It's something to think about for me, for sure. But it was like exposure therapy, you know? I was just like, sick on set and doing a huge scene with Will, but he was the best. He was like, look, if you need to throw up on me, that's okay.
It's so hard to push through. I've had food poisoning while doing a show, like on the road, and it's so hard to push through that. So you're a little warrior. That is, I just walked off at certain points. I was like, I need a minute. I was like, I was this poor theater in Germany that it remembers me. I can promise you that. So have you guys? I don't know. Have you ever gotten sick on a scene? Have you ever had that happen to where you're so sick and you have to work through something?
Yeah, I had food poisoning. Sweet Home Alabama.
Oh no! Oh my God, I love that
But
movie.
I forgot about it until now.
I love it. Have you? That's the worst.
I had chicken pox.
What?
No.
No.
No, I don't. I've been lucky.
Oh, you've been lucky?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, how did you get involved in the film?
We had
There's so many comedians in this film.
we had a table read pretty early on with just like a bunch of amazing comedians in LA, and that was.
It was like our audition.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
These two knocked it out of the park. Okay.
It's
The movie
you're
were
so
like
good.
okay, but the table read. Oh my God. I didn't know table reads were like, it took me to like this point in my career to realize like those are always food. And so I would always be like eating like a plate of ribs in a table read. And I didn't understand. I thought it was just to feel it, not like, but it was a very amazing, like you're sitting with these guys at a table read.
Oh, this sounds like my worst nightmare. Yeah. I would be so nervous. Yeah. So how did your background, how do you feel like your stand-up, because you were hilarious in this, by the way.
Yeah.
But how do you think like doing comedy and that kind of prepped you for this?
I think, yeah, doing stand-up and like bombing in Sydney, I think really prepared me for moments like there's a scene in the movie where I'm like having a mental breakdown and dancing.
Oh my God, it's so good.
And it was just, they would just kind of like go, you know? It was like, I just had to freak out. So in front of like 100 extras and Will and Reese, I think, yeah, that stand-up training really kind of geared me up for that humiliation.
Was any of that improv, or like was it all kind of planned? Because that is a really great scene.
That was all improv. That
Oh
was
my
just
God,
let
you
it
are
rip.
So funny.
I don't know what happened. I kind of blacked out.
I mean, I was like, and then I was watching going, oh no, I don't think it was.
He's not well.
Yeah, it was amazing to watch. It was like reality TV. So what was your first day on set like?
I mean, I think when I get excited, I think people probably think I'm on like cocaine.
Me too.
Because yeah,
Never tried it, but
I've
people
never
think-
tried
yeah.
it, but I couldn't keep it together.
Yeah.
Reese is like more lovely in person, everything you'd want you to be. It's weird talking about you like you're not here, but
Yeah.
but Reese is like the kindest, most lovely, most professional, most amazing,
And
I
chill,
just
yeah.
couldn't believe that this was my job because I've just adored you forever and been so inspired by you. And I just was like, I had like 50 cups of coffee and I was trying to not like just be a freak. But
Trying to have a heart attack.
it
Yeah,
was really fun.
Y'all play sisters, and the chemistry was so good. But I mean, that doesn't always.
You're just having the greatest time. Like,
I
what?
love I just love this show.
I love her. I love her.
I don't know if that's sarcasm.
I love
but-
me some Kelly Clarkson.
No,
Yes.
I'm just having a delight.
We're having a great time.
Okay,
Keep
thank
going.
you.
Keep,
Yes.
keep going.
I will. No, I was gonna say because
But can
y'all.
I say one thing?
But they do.
What?
Go ahead.
No, you
Sorry.
first. No, go ahead, honey. Go ahead, honey.
No, they
No,
felt like sisters
wait,
from
and
the
I
moment.
I can. I know.
Yeah.
Well,
it doesn't always appear that way. Sorry, when you are a fan watching things, you're like, I don't know if those two have real chemistry, if that's
But
just them
I saw
acting.
Meredith on this show, Search Party. If y'all haven't watched Search Party, it is so funny. And when I saw her, I was like, that girl looks like my sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was so excited when she came to the read-through because I was like, oh my God, of course you're my sister. I've
Reese
always...
Witherspoon is saying that to me.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like, that's insane.
Cool.
You're
Yeah.
so funny. You're so funny
You
on
are
Search Party.
funny.
You're so funny in the movie.
I love you.
So it's,
You're so fun.
But what about y'all's bond? How was that like right off the bat?
Not so good.
Yeah.
Very rocky.
Yeah.
Rocky.
It took us about 3 weeks to even
Yeah.
speak to each other
Yeah.
off camera.
My
She
choice.
had to
yeah.
earn it. Oh, your choice. You
Yeah,
had to earn it.
no.
Her
Okay.
choice. I was way too chatty. I was bugging her too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I was like, respect my process, you know?
Respect my process. All right, there's a lot of physical humor in the movie. Did anything go wrong? Like with the climbing on him at some point or anything? Did anything ever
You
go
guys
wrong?
remember? This day was like from a nightmare because I didn't work with you that much, Will. But there was
Right.
one scene where I had to interrupt you guys, and y'all were doing that
Sitting-
beautiful cake
The
scene.
cake thing, right?
And it was like so intimate, and then I just kind of like come in the end, and I'm like, we should go find her or something. But Jack McBrayer was behind me, and I was like, oh my God, I have a line with Will Ferrell. And just don't mess it up, because I have a theory that one line in
Oh, way
anything is
worse.
actually like the hardest
Way
thing in the
worse.
world. Like waiters.
Yep.
I mean, that was my career for like 15 years. But when you're just like, can I get you guys anything else to interrupt a scene? Anyway, I just blacked out and just stared at you. I didn't say anything.
Basking.
And then and Jack McBrayer's like laughing backstage, and I was like, I'm so sorry, I need to try it again. And then later on in that day, you had a gorgeous scene with our mom, and who is so freaking good in the movie, and then a bird on my head.
Don't you hate when people go, that's lucky?
Yeah.
I hate when
Good luck.
people say, you just got on and that's lucky? How's that lucky?
I messed up 2 takes of these beautiful. I was like, this is actually out of a nightmare. I had
don't
to be like, I'm so sorry, a bird just on my head.
No one knows what else to say. So you just say, that's good luck. Yeah.
But before we go, let's do some wedding you snorted. Let's do some wedding rapid fire questions for your movie, because why not?
Yeah.
I'm gonna read through the list and you all have to answer. So your go-to song for a reception.
This is why I don't DJ parties.
just the way you look tonight.
Oh, you went sweet. I love that in my head, I went like Tupac or something. But okay, you didn't say, what's your song? What would be your go-to?
Ooh, Get Low.
Get Low. You're one of those. Okay, I like it. You're the one going, look at me. You're like, yeah, you're like, okay.
That's when.
Oh, we're talking
yeah,
about the party. Okay, what's your
party.
favorite song in a party?
The Baby Got Back.
Yeah, there you go.
I would love to see you at a wedding reception dancing
I was gonna say I was at a wedding that Pitbull sang.
Or I'm the lineman of the county, Glenn Campbell.
Yeah, I know that one.
Back to my Pitbull story. I was at a wedding, y'all, and Pitbull played 10 songs at the reception.
What?
Whoa.
Including Fireball.
Yes.
Wow.
Okay, so thoughts on writing your own vows? I think a very poor idea, because I did it. And I cried, I couldn't get it out. I cried like a baby.
I've been at actor weddings where y'all are gonna know what I'm talking
What
about.
does that mean?
Where there's the vows and then the actor is like performing it to the.
Oh, no.
Do you know what I mean?
I am uncomfortable.
It's a performance.
Yeah, that's awkward, but kind of fun. I'd want to.
I just love watching a performance wedding.
So wait, so chicken or steak or fish? That's fun.
Yeah, you're like, let's go there.
Segue. No, would you go chicken, steak, or fish? Why not vegetables? No
We
vegetarians?
did barbecue.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Which
cool.
I was like, I'm one of those people where I'm like, I wanted everyone to be passing the food to each other.
Yeah.
And then my father-in-law, it was at my husband's family's ranch, and my father-in-law wanted everyone to know that it was his elk that he had. So it was like he made he was like, I'm making an announcement. He's like, this is a home run elk. And I probably shouldn't be sharing.
You're like, thank you, thank you. Hey, I actually think that's cool though.
Yeah,
Like,
it was really cool.
Yeah.
Everyone got diarrhea.
I was like, oh no.
This is like the diarrhea show. We
You'd actually be
vomit.
surprised. I think I bring it out in people. That's been covered quite a bit. I Christmas turkey earlier in this episode. Anyway, last one. Dive for bouquet or back away. I have never aimed to catch the bouquet. Have you ever done that?
You gotta dive. Right?
I'm a diver.
You're just competitive about it. I
dive.
like it.
Yeah.
We're looking for
Dive,
love,
baby.
you know? It's like,
Oh.
get out there.
Yeah, get out there.
Get out there, girl.
This is so your character, by the way. That's amazing. Well, everybody give it up once more for the cast of You're Cordially Invited. You can see the new movie now on Prime Video.